All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are ready for some NHL action because we got the NHL season popping off this evening. Actually, we got a matinee game this afternoon that we're going to discuss as well. So we're about to get started on this. Um, but do want to mention in passing here, if you guys ain't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. We appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, I know that sounds cliche, but I tell you, it's 100% honest, man. And I want you guys to share in the success and make some money in the process. That's what we're all about. We're all about kicking these books' asses, and that's exactly what we're about to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Got three games on the slate today, and try to put these out on a daily basis. NHL, freaking love me some hockey, really do. Great game. So let's go ahead and get started with these three that we got today. All right, in this first matchup, we have the St. Louis Blues going up against the Seattle Kraken. This is a matinee game being played at 1 o'clock on the West Coast, 4 o'clock Eastern. And looking at this matchup now, guys, I do want you to take all of these recommendations with a grain of salt. I am giving you what I believe to be my best recommendation, my best bet for each one of these games. I actually like these recommendations quite a bit, but this is the beginning of the year. And in hockey, you kind of need to wait a good couple weeks to a month to really get an idea of, you know, which teams are going to rise to the top. Of course, we know, looking at all the teams, we know which ones are going to be Stanley Cup contenders, for instance, okay, for the most part, okay. There's a good five teams that have a legitimate shot, anywhere from 5 to 7 teams that have a legitimate shot at winning the Stanley Cup, and really probably only five teams. But then, what is yet to be determined is which of those teams are going to be, towards the 7, 8, anywhere from 5 to 8 in, as playoff teams. Okay, so, looking at this St. Louis Blues and the Seattle Kraken. Of course, the Seattle Kraken were a playoff team a couple years back. But I think really, a lot of things came together for them. One thing I will say about the Seattle Kraken is that I do like Shane Wright. I think he has a lot of potential as a goal scorer in this league. But what I don't trust about the Seattle Kraken is their goaltending. And it's just so damn important, goaltending in the game of hockey. And with Philip Grubauer and Joey Decord, who's probably going to be, probably share the crease 50-50 this year. Grubauer was damn near horrible last year, and Joey Decord filled in quite admirably when he was injured last year. But I just trust Bennington from St. Louis so much more. He's really had a bounce back year last year and was really one of the top goalies in the league. So, looking at this matchup, looking at the value, I just see so much more value. In the St. Louis Blues than I do the Seattle Kraken. Seattle Kraken was not very good at protecting home ice last year. You can get plus 120 taking St. Louis on the money line. I think that's where the value is. In terms of the total, I'd probably go with the over on this one, just because of Seattle's goaltending, and we don't know where Bennington is going to be. There's probably going to be some regression from last year, but if you guys remember, going back 5, 6 years, this guy was one of the best goaltenders in the league. So I like the St. Louis Blues, and I like them at plus 120 on the money line. All right, in our second matchup, we have a good one here. We have the Boston Bruins going up against the defending champion Florida Panthers at Emirates Bank Arena in Miami, Florida. This is a good one, guys. We have a Boston Bruins team that has been knocked out by the Florida Panthers 2 consecutive years running. And I don't know if there's bad blood between these two teams, but I certainly don't think they like one another necessarily. So they're going up against one another in the season opener. And we have a Boston Bruins team that has lost a little bit of their depth that they're known for over the last couple years. A couple years ago, they won the President's Cup. Last year, they didn't have quite as good of a year, but Linus Allmark, he's gone, shipped over to the Ottawa Senators, brought in Corpusalo as a backup, who was actually with the Ottawa Senators, came over in that trade. Swayman just signed a new long-term contract. He was one of the best goalies in the NHL last year. On the other side, we got Sergei Bobrovsky, who we all know is a beast in the crease. Those first games of the Stanley Cup playoffs, he really shut down the Edmonton Oilers that are known for their offensive prowess. So, looking at this matchup, going back to last year, I think one of the things you can certainly count on is the under for these squads. Tend to be very low scoring affairs, defensive matchups, two teams that have really good defenses. One thing that I do like about the Boston Bruins, although they've lost some depth, they were able to bring in a guy like Elias Lindholm, who's going to provide some scoring and some playmaking ability, beside a guy like Pastrnak, who's needed that help for the last couple years. So I do think that's a major plus. The Florida Panthers, the main thing that the were able to do over the offseason is sign their leading scorer from last year, 50 plus goals, in Sam Reinhart to what looks like a club friendly deal. So that was a good move for them. They did lose guys like Brandon Montour and Ekman Larson. So, that's a little bit of a disappointment for them, but that's going to happen for a team like the Florida Panthers, who, they're not going to be able to keep everyone. But looking at this matchup again, you can look at this from two different angles. Of course, there's the under, which I think probably is going to, hit. And I think that's a pretty sure shot way of scoring on this bet. However, if I'm picking a side, I am going to lean towards the Bruins, just from a value standpoint. Um, these two teams do play each other well, and it's kind of like in the middle in terms of which side ends up coming out on the winning side. So I would side with the Bruins. I do think that's where the value is, but if you're looking to maybe take a bet that is a little bit less risky, maybe not as much reward, then look at the under. So I like both of these. Probably my favorite bet on the table today is either the Bruins or the under. All right, last game we have the Chicago Blackhawks going up against the Utah Hockey Club. Soon to be the Utah Yeti. I think one of their owners or executives accidentally dropped that they are going to be the Yeti. At least that's what I've heard. And but at any rate, so this is Connor Bedard's Blackhawks. I mean, that's pretty much what they are at this point. Um, and that's really what they remain. Over the offseason, they didn't do too much. The Utah Hockey Club over there, they added some good depth to their team. And just looking at this matchup, we have a team, the Blackhawks, really that did not travel well, not play that great on away ice. Actually, they sucked. Let's be honest, on away ice. Against a Utah hockey club that I think is going to want to put on for their city, shall we say, in this one. And I like Utah Hockey Club. I think we're going to see some improvement. We might even see a breakout from Connor Bedard this year. But looking at this game, they weren't very good in the preseason. I, for what that's worth, the Utah Hockey Club was a lot better in the preseason. I think that might carry over to this first game. Two ways to look at this. The one that I like better is the Utah Hockey Club on the puck line, minus 1.5. Get plus 150 for that one. And how about these 10 o'clock games? I love this. This is what I love about the NBA. And once the NHL and NBA get going, we finally have something to do on the East Coast, before we go to bed. I love these 10 o'clock games because I'm the type of person, that I'll stay up till 12, 1 o'clock, wake up early, get 5, 6 hours sleep, go to work. I just love having these late games. I really do. So, um, but I like the Utah Hockey Club on the puck line. If you guys are looking to take a little bit less risk, don't want to have that two game or that two puck, have them have to win by two pucks, then look to take the Utah Hockey Club in regulation in 60 minutes. That you can find that on the sports books as in regulation, 60 minute, and some of them I think like Bet 365 have it as the three-way. Okay. But three-way meaning you can either take a win, loss, or win for either team, or even a tie. You can bet on a tie in regulation. But I like minus 1.5 for the Utah Hockey Club Or conversely, looking to take less risk, take Utah on the in regulation. All right, that's all I got for you folks. Hope you guys have a great start to the NHL season. It's a long season. We hope to put out as many videos as we can. We hope to put these out daily for you. Okay. It's either going to be all the matchups or my best bets for. I'm leaning towards what I'm going to do is for the NHL and NBA season is maybe put out one video piece for NHL and NBA where I go over my best bets. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover each game, but I'll give you my best bet, which will be at least three bets for both the NBA and the NHL each day. Sometimes there's only going to be like one or two games for the NHL, so I might go over both of the games in that type of situation. But if we have a full slate, then it may be, like 3 to 5 of my best bets for each league. But guys, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the daggone channel. I would love to see you guys do that. And of course, as I mentioned in my previous video, which I hope you guys listen in, um, and I'm not going to brag about it too much because honestly, if the Chiefs were a little bit better in the red zone, they actually would have blew out the Saints by much more. But we did cash on that winning margin, 1 to 13 points. And hey, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. You have to get lucky sometimes with these bets. It's calculated as well, but I'm not going to brag about it too much, okay? But we did cash on the Saints versus Chiefs winning margin, 1 to 13 points. But we're going to continue putting out some soccer videos this week, NHL, college football coming up over the weekend. And I do plan on putting out a full NFL video going forward for each game, okay? On Sunday. I'll have that out on Sunday morning, hopefully Saturday night if I can. So look for more videos going forward. We're just getting in the swing of things. And guys, good luck. Go, kick these books' asses, make a bunch of money, and we'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.